What's up, brother? Welcome to Trust Me, bro. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing good, man. How you doing, brother?
Pretty good. What you think of the
Good.
games tonight?
I pretty much just watched a Bengals game. I watched the first part of that Bucks Eagles game. Didn't look like much. Didn't look like I missed much after I tuned out. But yeah, I finally got a breath. I was holding my breath there for the last about 10 minutes of the Bengals game, and
Yeah.
that last catch by Puka
Mm-hmm.
is the one that screwed me.
Oh,
So
really? You were playing somebody
yeah,
with Puka? Oh,
yep. And
man.
I had like a .4 lead with
Ooh.
Burrow going, and he didn't do a whole lot of dinking and
Yeah,
dunking tonight. How'd you do?
man. Man, I'm sorry to hear about the bad beat.
Yeah,
I was
sucks.
actually trying to avoid a bad beat myself. So I've had, let's see, two games so far in the League of Champions, weeks 1 and 2, where I had bad beats that killed me Monday Night Football, right? And so I had a kicker going tonight. I had the Rams kicker, and I was playing against Tom, and he's got McPherson, the Bengals kicker, right? So we
Mm,
had a battle of
mm.
kickers, right? And so, I was up pretty substantially going in, but his kicker did pretty good tonight. And
What do you
so
get?
he
Like
was,
20 points?
I think, well, not quite that much, at least not the scoring in this league, but he was down by 2 points. And so I was sitting there, sweating that whole fourth quarter, just hoping that, the Bengals wouldn't get the ball back and kick a quick field goal on me and knock me over with, all he needed was one more field goal and he would have beat me. So I was sitting there
Uh,
sweating the bad beat. But luckily I didn't have 3 weeks in a row of losing on Monday Night Football. It would have been
yeah.
super
Well,
frustrating.
congratulations being on
Yeah.
the right side of that one. Hey, I got a
Yeah.
question for you. What?
Huh?
Why don't they do fractional points for kickers?
Well, I don't know. So some leagues they do. Like in my neighborhood league, we do by the yards. So let's say you kick, a 42-yard field goal, then you would get the 4 points plus point two. So you do
Yeah.
get the actual,
Okay.
you know what I mean. So it's just a scoring setting. So yeah, I mean we could if we wanted to.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do that in League of Champions next year. We'll put it
Yeah.
for a vote, but or just do it. You know.
Yeah. Let's take
Yeah,
a
I'm
look.
down.
Cool.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Okay. So what'd you think of the action over the weekend?
Man, I mean, there was some definite, hey, I get the if you ball, you get the call shirt because man, the
Yeah, I
Miami
like it.
Dolphins went off.
Yeah.
Um, I think that whole team would be getting the call,
Oh
like
yeah. I know,
A
right?
Chain, Mostert,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Tyreek. I mean,
Tua.
Tua went
Yeah.
off. Yeah, that
Yeah.
was an amazing game.
Yeah.
Um,
I
I
love the
haven't seen
shirt.
an ass whooping like that. I haven't seen an ass whooping like that in a long time. But and then there were some games that were just kind of blah, and a lot of my players got into blah, so
Mhm.
it was some excitement, some kind of, a little bit boring of a weekend. What'd you
Yeah,
think?
I feel the same way. I mean, I do think that Dolphins game was definitely the punctuation mark on the season so far. I
Yep.
mean, I heard a statistic that no one has scored that much since 1966. So 10 years
Crazy.
before I was born, before you were born, and as it turns out, the last team that did it was actually the Dolphins as well, and they scored
Yeah.
72. And so they had a chance to beat their own record, and then just kick in that field goal at the end to make it 73 to beat the Dolphins' own record. But they just, I guess
Yeah.
for some reason, the coach decided not to. So I don't know.
Hey,
But man, fantastic stuff,
yeah.
man.
It was awesome, man.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah. Great game.
Did you see that one play where A Chain was scoring a touchdown? There was like six Dolphins just laying on the ground.
Right? Yeah.
Like,
It's crazy, man.
yeah.
Yeah. I love the passes that Tua was given to A Chain to score two of those touchdowns. No look passes,
Yep.
you know, just sweet, man. That
I agree,
reminds me of
man. That was fun.
Mahomes. That was Mahomes-esque, wasn't it?
Yeah. Tua's looking
Yeah,
good this year, man. That was a good
yeah,
pick.
yeah. Thanks, man. Yeah, I'm glad to have him. I had him in my neighborhood league last year, and he was doing great, man, until he got hurt, and
Yeah.
he ended up with concussion after concussion. So last
Yep.
year was kind of a down season, but I took another chance on him this year, so I'm glad I did.
But you
Yep.
are.
Yep. So you want to move on to the waiver picks?
Yeah, let's see who we got, man. Do we have another Tua out there?
I wish, man. They don't make too many of those.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know if
Well,
we got another Tua out there, but yeah, I'll hit you with my first quarterback. He's
okay.
47% owned. Jordan Love. Um, 289 yards, one touchdown, rush for another touchdown. I just like the way he's throwing the ball, man. He's putting the ball on the money, putting them in good spots. Giving his receivers a chance. He's not making many bad decisions, so he's
Yeah.
looking pretty good. I honestly did not expect this from him, but at this point,
Right.
3 games in, I'm pretty impressed.
I hear you, man. Yeah, I'm sold. I actually picked him up off the waiver wire in my work league last week. Because that's the one where I've got Fields, right? And it's a one
Mm.
QB
Yeah.
league. And so, I'm hurting with Fields. And so I actually didn't play him this week. I figured I would give Fields one more chance because there was a lot of talk, in the media about, I'm just going to go out there and just be me and play my game. I thought maybe he would run it some more. I mean, it just wasn't in the cards against the Chiefs D. So he's had 3 strikes, and so I don't know. I
I'm
mean,
with you.
I guess I'll go to Love. I don't know. I'll make that decision later this week.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
What else you got, man? Because I'm
but
struggling. The league I got Fields in, there's just not a lot of
mhm.
options. So maybe you got a little diamond in the rough.
Man, I wish I did. I wrote down one name. I just wrote down Baker Mayfield. I didn't even write any stats next to it. I just put down he's 23% owned. I don't know what that means, but I guess Baker. I don't know. We saw him tonight. It doesn't look too
Yeah.
impressive, so I don't know. I'm kind
Well,
of out.
yeah. I mean, Burrow had the calf, like the calf injury. That kind of explains how his night went tonight. Baker was my other
Hmm.
quarterback that could have helped me out a little bit more, but he only got me 11 points. So,
That's it. That's what he did.
uh,
Okay, 11.
yeah, I'm a
Yeah.
little sour on Baker right now.
Yeah, yeah, I hear you, man. It's barren wasteland out there. If that's all I could come up with, I mean, I just wrote down
Yeah.
one quarterback name, and I didn't have everything to back it up with. So
Well, CJ Stroud's still out there, and he's 11%
yeah,
owned. And I like the way he's
yeah,
looking, man. I
true.
mean, 280, 2 touchdowns. He scored 27 points in the last 2 games.
Yeah, you're right. He did look
Yeah,
fantastic, man. I had the Jags D going in 2 leagues, and when he lit them up in both of
yeah,
them. So man,
hmm
I'm never playing Jags D, at least not against the Texans again.
yeah, yeah.
Oh
You
man,
you wouldn't see that coming, but it seems to be clicking
yeah,
for him, which is good.
yeah.
It's not as much good for David Pierce owners, but it's good for CJ Stroud.
Hmm.
Some of the receivers on there.
Yeah, that's a good name, man. I like it.
Yeah,
I know we talked about him last week. I think he was one of the
yeah, we
guys I
did.
brought to the table, but yeah,
Yeah,
he's still going strong. So did great in week 2 and 3. So yeah, you can roll with him if you need him.
yep.
All
That's all
right.
I've got. I
So
only had two. Might be a little lighter week. I've only got a couple running backs here too.
yeah, same here. So yeah, so let's go ahead and move on to running backs. You go ahead, yeah, go ahead and go for it. I got a feeling who you're going to say, but go ahead.
Yeah, I'm sure we both got them.
A chain.
You don't go for 203 yards, 2 touchdowns, score 57 points, only be
Yeah.
16% owned, and not
Yep.
be on the top of everybody's list.
Yeah.
Hey, if you got the number one waiver wire pick, there's your guy.
Oh yeah,
If you don't,
that's it, man.
yeah, good luck. You ain't getting them.
Yeah, exactly, man. Yeah, Devon A-Chain, man, 41% owned on the Yahoo side. And what'd you say? It was 16 over on
Yeah,
the ESPN
16.
side?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's because ESPN doesn't allow anybody to do waiver. I think on Yahoo they have some leagues where you can pick up people like all right already. You know what I mean? Like even during the game. So
Um,
that's probably how he got to 41% owned. But yeah, I mean, 5 grabs on, or no, I'm sorry. He had 18 rushes, 203 yards, 2 tutties on the ground, 4 for 4 on the, targets for 30 yards and 2 tutties. Man, that's just amazing. I mean,
yeah, it really is. I mean, can't expect that every week, obviously, but
no,
I don't know if there's a role for Jeff Wilson when he comes back, man. Like he's just,
I don't think so. Yeah,
yeah,
I picked him up in the League of Champions, and I threw him in the IR spot, and I kind of thought about it for a little bit, and I was like, man, I don't know, dude. I don't know. I think I'm wasting my running back spot on here.
yeah,
I was like, man, I need to find some rookie who did pretty good in college, and it's just now getting going. I ended up going with Miller, I think, from the Saints, only because A-Chain was taken in that league.
mm,
But man, I wish I would have just grabbed A-Chain in a couple of my other leagues and just taken a chance on a rookie. Man, I tell you what, I think that was probably the best rookie, like the case. I mean, it wasn't his first game. I know he played like a little bit in the last game, but I think that was like the best rookie blowout I've ever seen. I remember watching Hunt on Monday Night Football a few years ago. Remember that when like he fumbled his
Yep.
very first carry, and then he just ended up going off, for maybe 200 yards, but I don't think he had 4 touchdowns.
No,
So
yeah,
you know,
he definitely didn't, but he did go off. You're right. That might be the last one I can remember too.
yeah. But man, A-Chain just blew the doors off that. I mean, I think this is probably the best rookie, running wild that we'll ever see in our lifetimes. I mean,
Yeah,
unbelievable, man.
yeah,
Can't
fantastic.
yeah, can't say enough good things
Yeah,
about this guy. But yeah, I mean, I've only got one shot at him. I think I've got second waiver wire priority in my work league, and so the one guy who's got first, I mean, he's got like all Steelers on his team. A-Chain doesn't play for the Steelers, so I don't think he's even targeting him. So I think we're good.
man, you can get lucky there. That'd be good.
Yeah. Hopefully,
That'd be
I'll
good.
get lucky, and that guy's not paying attention.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
not looking
He
for
was,
any diversity on his team.
right. I think he was just focused on the Steelers game only that day and didn't bother watching anything else. Is what I'm hoping. So.
Yeah, never know,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, he's out, grocery shopping or whatever, and trying to get
Yeah.
everything
Yeah.
done
Because
before the Steelers game at night.
exactly. Steelers played Monday
Yeah,
night, Sunday night football. Yeah. He was probably, yeah, exactly. Doing other stuff.
yeah, doing the dishes, yard work.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
That's what I'm hoping. So we'll see.
and not watching the show. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
I only got one other running back, and I mean it's
Uh-huh.
really a reach, honestly. But Melvin Gordon, Edwards went out with a concussion,
Yeah.
potentially,
Yeah. Yeah.
could be in concussion protocol next week. Hill's got
Hmm.
a foot injury, so he didn't even suit up this weekend. So, I mean Melvin Gordon looked too bad. He didn't look great either. But if he's the only
Yeah.
dude there toting the rock, then it might be worth a swing this week.
Next man up.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, last man standing, I guess is what that
Yeah,
one is.
exactly. Yeah.
They've gone through 3 running backs. He's their 4th choice.
He's
So
a
yeah.
fourth choice. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. That'll work. Yeah. So yeah, good call there. I mean, they don't have any other choice. So
Yep.
all right. So the other running back other than A-Chain that I wrote down was Jerick McKinnon. So we've all seen this show before. I mean, I remember at the end of last year. I mean, he was pretty solid.
He
I
was.
remember I remember looking for him in some of my drafts, like late in some of these drafts, because I was thinking to myself, I was like, man, towards the end of that season, like he reminded me like of Darren Sproles back in the day. You know what I mean? Just
Mhm.
always catching those quick passes and ended up, especially near the goal line. And so I
Yeah.
had a feeling that he'd be a good person just to stick in your flex, on a week that you don't have a whole lot of other options, and then just see what happens. And so this game yesterday, we only had 2 rushes for 9 yards, which isn't nothing to write home about. But he had only 3 for 3 targets, so the usage really isn't there, to tell you the truth. I mean, he had 3 for 3 grabs for 19 yards. However, he did happen to score 2 touchdowns, and so it's that goal line usage. If I think Pat likes to hit him, towards the goal line. Obviously, that won't happen every week, but he might be somebody to pick up if you're really desperate on running backs, because it's kind of barren out there. I've looked on
It
the
really is.
waiver wire, and I'm in 4 leagues just like you are. I've looked around on
Hmm.
the waiver wire for really anything in the running back market, and there just ain't much. That's why I'm bringing this name up tonight.
I looked at him too, and I did kind of do the same. I drafted him late, remembering what he
Mm-hmm.
did at the end of last season, feeling like maybe he's got a shot to continue that, but we just hadn't seen it until this last game. So
Yeah,
he could either be getting it going, or it could be just kind of one little flash in the pan. This is his
yeah.
week. It's somebody else's week next week.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
we'll see.
yeah. They've got a lot of mouths to feed there. They've got
Yeah.
Pacheco, and he actually looked pretty decent this past game. But yeah, about 15 fantasy points, and even the other guy got involved. What was that guy? I can't remember his name right now. But
CEH.
yeah, CEH, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Even he scored a
Yeah.
touchdown. So I think
Yeah.
all 3 of them scored touchdowns yesterday. So
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah, they looked
all
pretty
right.
dominant yesterday too. They kind of
Yep.
shut it down. I think they went to backup quarterback and backup mode, and
Yeah.
for the fourth.
I know that kind of bothered me because I needed a little bit more points from Pat. I mean, he got me 39. It's not like I'm complaining about that or something, but I was like, I could have used
I'll take a little bit
45.
more. I'll trade it
Yep,
all for a little
exactly.
bit more.
Yep, exactly. Being greedy. Well, I did end up losing the matchup that I had Mahomes. So yeah, I could have used a little bit more cowbell.
I think I did too, but I don't know if
Yeah,
it was close enough. Like I just had other people flop out on me.
me too. Yeah, yeah. It
So,
wasn't super close. Yeah, I don't think his 6 more points would have swung it. You know.
yeah.
So
Yep.
all right.
Yep.
Any other
Yep.
running backs?
No, I'm fresh out of running backs. Like you said, it's pretty barren out there.
I got one more. Kind of ugly, but we're real familiar with this guy. Played for the Cowboys. Easy E. He's got the Pats right now, only 43% owned, so he's a little under our threshold. This past game, he had 16 rushes for 80 yards. Caught
Really?
one of Got one target for 7 yards, and I
Oh,
think
no.
it was a product of being a rainy game, over there, and I think he was in Foxborough, I believe. But
Yeah.
yeah, it was raining outside, so I think Belichick wanted to keep the ball on the ground, So,
Huh.
but yeah, 16 for 80. I mean, that's
All
that's
right.
pretty solid,
Yeah.
you know.
Yep.
I bet. So yeah, like we said, it's barren out there. So, I guess you could do worse than Easy. Who knows? The thing about Easy that I thought about earlier this season is that he could get those goal line carries. Because remember the LeGarrette Blunt role with the Pats a few seasons ago. LeGarrette Blunt had 18 touchdowns for the
That's true.
Patriots that year. Remember that? It
Yeah.
was a Brady year, of course. Brady year, they would get on that goal line quite a bit, and
Hmm.
just LeGarrette Blunt would just pound it in. I mean, we saw Jamal Williams hit 17, for the Lions last year.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what Belichick has in mind for Easy. Just to be that goal line pounded in touchdown guy. I don't know.
I would think the same thing, but if Rashad Stevenson wasn't such a bruiser, like he's a big back
Hmm.
too. Like he's a
True.
good goal line back too. So I would have thought the same thing,
Yeah.
but, but we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see. Who knows? It's early, right?
Yeah.
It's only been 3
Yep.
games.
Yeah.
All right, let's switch it up
Yep.
to wide receivers. Who you got first, Craig?
I'm going to bring somebody up that you brought up last week. I'm
Okay.
becoming a believer in Marvin Mims.
Yes.
8.6% owned, 3 for 73. That dude's fast. He's getting the return yards too.
Mm-hmm.
I like him. I like him. I think he plays that. Russ seems to be getting that deep ball back, and I think he might be his long ball target.
That's
So
right. Yeah, because
I like
Cortland
him.
is pretty old. I mean, so is Judy. I don't know how old these guys are, but he's young and fresh. He's got fresh legs. He's dynamite. I like the guy.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I think he got a Russian. I think he had a punt return for a TD. The other day or
Okay.
yesterday. So
Yeah.
that might have
I
been
think
part
you're
of
right.
that scoring you saw.
Yeah.
So
He was.
yeah,
Yeah. But he looked good though, man. Every time I saw him, he looked like he was doing good. So I like him.
yeah, I do too. I mean, I still, I mean, honestly, I haven't picked him up in any of my leagues yet, but I do like him. He had a lot of hype going in the preseason as far as his preseason games and training camp. So I think he's good
Yeah.
too. All right, so my first guy is a name that you brought up actually last week, I believe, Adam Thielen for the Panthers.
Yeah.
He's only 47% owned, so he's still under our threshold, at least on the Yahoo side. He had he saw 14 targets, caught 11 of them for 145 yards and a tutty. Man, if we had the after week 2 waiver wire pickups, best picks award, you'd win it right there, Craig, for Adam Thielen. Man, way to call it. That
Yeah,
guy was
man.
on fire.
Wish I would have taken my own advice, honestly.
Yeah, yeah,
Left him
man.
out there.
I know. Yeah, this guy Louis, my friend, he's playing me in my neighborhood league, and he picked him up and played him against me, and I was like, damn, man, he's the one who beat me.
Yeah.
The one I had my homes in. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. He looked good, man. I noticed that he was like number 3 or 4 in receivers this week. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was,
um,
man. He's right up there. Yeah, in the top 3 for sure.
yeah. Um, so I noticed Tank Dell is still only 23% owned.
Yeah, I know.
Surely can't be like that after this week. Because another 5 for 145 and a tutty. I mean, I think he got me about 30 points this weekend.
True. Yeah, he would be runner up for best waiver wire pick so far that we've given out. Yeah, we
Yep.
mentioned him, I believe, after week 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's solid, man. He's really good. In fact, I wish he was out there. I'm playing 4 leagues. He's gone in all 4 of them. You know, I missed the Tank Dell, but man, I should have took my own advice and picked him up. I just thought he'd
Yeah.
be there,
I
because I
snagged him in one. I think you brought him up last week, but we
hmm
kind of did the same thing, man.
yeah,
Um,
I can't believe I didn't take my own advice. Yeah, same thing with you and Thielen. Yeah, I missed it.
yeah.
Oh well, but yeah,
Yeah.
he's. I thought he'd be out there. I didn't realize he would blow up 2 games in a row, but yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Good stuff. All right, so I've got a little conundrum I want to talk about. It's the Romeo Dubs Jalen Reed conundrum. So in these guys are going back and forth. It's what I'm noticing, right? So Romeo Dubs for the Packers only 41% owned. This past week he had 5 grabs on 12 targets for 73 yards and a tutty. And I noticed in week 1, Dubs got you 17. Week 2 he got you 4.5. Week 3 he got you 16.8, almost 17, right? And then Jalen Reed's got the opposite thing going on. Week 1 he did 8.8 points. Week 2 18. Week 3 8.75. So according to this pattern, next week is a Jalen Reed week to get you
Yep.
18.
Yep.
Yep. These 2 guys are
Exactly.
just going back and forth, man. So I'm
Yeah.
calling Jalen Reed for 17 plus points next week,
All
and
right. Cool.
Dubs to get you 5.
Yeah.
So
When's Christian Watson coming back?
man, I don't know. I read some news about him today. It doesn't sound close because they're playing on Thursday night, which is coming right up. That's only
Mm-hmm.
in 2 or 3 nights, right? So they don't think he's going to make it back by Thursday night. So, we're looking at possibly week 5. They should have just put him on IR. I don't know why they didn't. It would have been
Yeah.
4 games, you know?
Yeah. They should have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. I've noticed trends like that before, and just back and forth, back and forth. So,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jalen Reed next week is what I'm saying. Yeah.
yep.
He's only, let's see, 21% out. So I know I just
Yeah.
gave 2, but it was basically the same team and whatever. Back and forth,
Yeah.
guys.
Take
So,
your pick. Flip a
yep.
coin. I've only got one more, and this
Uh-huh.
one, he actually did me okay last year too when this happened. But with Williams going out for the Chargers, Josh Palmer stepping up into the role.
Yeah,
He's
I like it.
0.8% owned, 0.7% owned. Nobody's got him. He's out there in every league.
Mm-hmm.
He went 4 for 66 in the tutty.
Yeah.
He's pretty decent. He's not a bad receiver. And when Keenan Allen's double covered, which they should be double covering him by now after he went, what do you have, like 100 catches this weekend?
Oh my God, he
And
went off. Oh, he threw for a touchdown. Over 200 yards, 18 catches, threw for a touchdown. Man, I'm so glad I picked him up.
yep,
Yeah.
man,
Drafted him, whatever. Yeah, he's awesome.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
Josh
they got
Palmer's the number 2 dude there.
Yeah, I do too. You're right. I mean, last season, yeah, when Allen was pretty much hurt all season for hamstring for one reason or another, But you're
Yep,
right. Josh Palmer was in there a lot, and I think even Williams was out for a while last season. And
he was.
and Josh Palmer, he's just like a hard hat, lunchbox type guy. Just a worker. I mean,
Yep,
just shows up. He shows up
yeah,
at 5
exactly.
a.m. The rest of the team gets there at 7. He's there working out at 5. Just a tough guy. He's there
Yeah,
to work. So he's solid. I mean, he'll put in the hours and he'll look good. I think so. I mean, yeah, I actually wrote that name down too, but I didn't want to talk about him yet just because it's speculative. I mean, but he proved himself last year. Don't get me wrong, but this season, I don't know. I just need to see it, to believe it. But same thing with that rookie. I think Quentin Johnston or something like that. I wrote that name down too, but he didn't make my list of recommendations just because I don't want to just write down a name just because Mike Williams got hurt and then just assume that this guy's going to do great. I want to see it first, before I recommend him. But
yeah,
we've seen, Josh Palmer before.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that's a good recommendation. Yep. But yeah, too bad about Mike Williams, man. I mean, I didn't have him in any league, so it didn't hurt
I
me or
did.
nothing, but you did.
Yeah, I did. I had him, and I was going against Keenan Allen, and
Yeah. Ooh.
I really kind of wish it wasn't Keenan Allen that threw him the touchdown pass, because then
True.
it didn't help me out there.
Like, but him.
Yeah,
Why?
exactly.
Dang.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
I hear you. Yeah, that's right. But he did have a pretty good fantasy day. Michael Williams
He
before
did.
he went
He
out.
was still 30
So,
points.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
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 At least it went out with a bang, brother.
Exactly. Not the 0.2 first game of the
Yeah.
first series, and you're out. You're like, damn it! You played anybody else.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. He's give you a farewell gift. See you next
Yeah.
season. Bye-bye. Remember my 30.
Yeah. It looked
Pick me
bad
next
too,
year.
man. Yeah, that dude got twisted up. That looked bad.
Yeah. Yeah, torn ACL, man.
Yeah.
All right, so I got one last recommendation. DJ Chark. I know we were sitting there struggling to think of Panther receivers the other episode, but we already talked about Thielen. He's a Panther receiver, and DJ Chark's another one. So now we know who the Panthers receivers are. He's only 10% owned. He only had 4 grabs, but he did have 86 yards at those 4 grabs, and he saw 11 targets, and he got a tutty. It's a pretty solid day at the office, right?
It really is. Yeah.
11 targets. I mean, he's definitely getting peppered. But then again, that wasn't with his normal quarterback. That was
Yeah,
with
that was Dalton.
the Red
Yep.
Rifle, Andy Dalton.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if Andy Dalton's going to be playing again week 4. I doubt it. I mean, their regular quarterback's probably going to be back. So yeah, it may have been a one-hit wonder. But I don't know. We'll see. Name to keep on your list. So.
Yep. He's in a pincher.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we've seen him do good things in the past. But didn't he play for the Lions last year, DJ Chark? Or was he with the Panthers? I don't even remember, but he's been around.
Yeah,
he's one of the DJs. Yeah, he's one of the DJs.
He's one of those where, like, somebody on the other team has him and he goes off for 30 points. You're like, what the hell?
Yeah.
How the hell did that happen? Yeah.
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah. Some guy didn't even watch football, like on Plays on Your League, and grabs that guy and he goes off. Or...
Damn it.
Hey.
Yeah, absolutely one of those guys.
Yep. I hear you.
Oh.
All right, so I'm fresh out of wide receivers. You two? Got anything else?
Yeah, I'm not out of wide receivers. Yep.
All right, hit me with your first tight end if you got any.
Let's give you the first and only tight end, and I'm recycling your theory from last week, which now may very well be paying off. Is Taysom Hill?
Yeah.
12% owned. Carr went out.
Mm-hmm.
Jameis Winston's coming in. They might be trying to, do a little shared rotation there and get them worked in a little bit more. So, this might be the week I'd go with them.
Okay, all right. So I guess it's a matter of how many more bodies need to drop before we really, go all in on this guy. Because I know, right? Because Carr's out. That's right. They got Jameis, and Jameis could not hold on to that 17-point lead. He let it slip away. Packers came back and beat them 18-17. Right? He couldn't babysit the second half and bring home a victory, could he? So yeah. I mean, I played him. I played him this past week. I'm not happy with the production. I think I only got like 4.1 points. I expect a little bit better after seeing him run, 75 yards on several carriers in week 2. Week 3, yeah, he kind of disappointed me. But you're right. I mean, yeah, with one more quarterback loss, I mean, that only helps further his thesis, right?
Throw some gadgets in there, man. Time for some gadget plays.
There you go.
Coming after a loss. I think this is the week, and I've got the perfect guy to replace with him is Waller. The hell out of here.
Oh, man. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, what a disappointment, man.
Huge disappointment. Thursday night, man, he just looked bad. I mean, he was, so many balls just bounced right off his hands. He just looked like just a jackass out there.
He did.
Yeah. He disappointed the hell out of me last season. I remember I kept hanging on to him thinking, this will turn it around just like he did in Oakland. Or like he was still in Oakland last year. I'd say, he'll do just like he did with Carr.
Yeah. It's a head shaker, man. You're saying, oh my gosh.
Nope.
I believe I played this guy.
Yeah, exactly. No, thank you.
Yep.
All right. So my first tight end, I've only got 2. And he's a guy I'm actually probably going to take a chance. Well, actually, I already did take a chance on him. I think I stuck him in my IR slot because he had the O status. He was out this past week with a concussion. His name's Logan Thomas. He plays for the Redskins. Only 4% owned. So far this season, he's only played like 1.5 games. But in those 1.5 games, he saw 11 targets, caught 6 of them for 65 yards and a tutty. And so that just may be a pretty good connection with what's the guy's name? Sam Howell, the guy over
Yeah.
there for the
Yep.
Redskins. I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's just not a whole lot out there for tight end in the 14 team league. So I'm stuck with this guy, or just rolling with the New Orleans Saint Taysom Hill. I don't know. I guess I could go either way. I'm not sure. I haven't made that decision yet, but we'll see.
Yeah.
I got them both on that squad. So
Yeah. I mean, I always like Logan Thomas. I just, what happened to him, a week ago. It's what happens to him every season.
yeah.
He looks good. You kind of get excited. Gets a
Mm-hmm.
concussion. All of a sudden, he's out for 7 games. And you're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Why are you out for 7 games with a concussion? It's like it's always something with
Mm-hmm.
him.
You're right. True.
Kind of like that Reed dude that they used to have.
Yeah.
Also,
Jordan Reed. Yeah.
yeah,
But
yeah,
man, when he was good, he was good. You know what I
right,
mean? But when he wasn't, on the field, I just got tired of being patient with him too. Yeah, same
yeah.
thing. Yeah,
Can't hold a spot for you, man. Like you're just never on the
yeah,
field.
exactly. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Um,
man, I wish Logan Thomas was even half as good as Jordan Reed on his good days. Because Jordan
yeah,
Reed was solid. I
yeah,
remember him. Yeah, but yeah, it just took too many injuries. He just couldn't continue
yeah,
playing at that clip the way he played football. I mean, he just got
yeah.
hurt bad.
hmm
Yeah, he was
hmm
fearless.
A lot, all the
Yep.
time.
Yep.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
So that's it. You had one done on tight ends.
Yep, yep. That's it.
Okay, I'm going to give you a dart throw tight end. His name's Donald Parham for the Chargers. Only 1% owned. This past game he had. Let's see. Actually, I'm sorry. This is for the whole season. The whole season in 3 games, he's seen 7 targets, caught 6 of them for 33 yards and 3 tutties. So at least he's got 3 touchdowns through 3 games.
Yeah, I think I texted you on Sunday. Like Parham only catches touchdowns. Like that's all
Yeah,
he's interested in. Don't throw it to
exactly.
me in the middle of the field. Like that's not where I want the
Uh-huh.
ball. Just zone, throw me the
No,
ball.
exactly.
He had
Much
2
more
catches for
efficient
2
that way.
touchdowns Sunday.
Yes,
So
highly
yeah,
efficient. I like
yeah,
the efficiency.
yeah.
Yeah.
Boomer, man.
Uh-huh.
It happens or doesn't.
Well, I mean, we talked about Mike Williams going out.
Yeah, I kind of had the same thought.
You know, this
hmm
guy could be because he's tall. He's the red zone guy.
Right.
And I remember him. I don't know I think it was the XFL. Back when that league was going on. I don't think like even the reboot. I think he was the one before the pandemic. And I remember watching Donald Parham. He was pretty good for the team he
Yeah.
played for. I forget which one it was, maybe Seattle Dragons or some random team like that. But
Hmm.
but he actually led the league, in catches or something like that. I mean, the season ended up getting canceled because of COVID, I think. But anyway, like before the season got canceled, the guy was like on fire in the XFL. So I was like, wow, this guy's good. And then I
Okay.
see him get a chance for an NFL team, and here he is catching touchdowns. So I don't know,
Yeah.
whatever.
Dark horse.
Maybe
You
dark
called
horse.
it. But yeah.
What can you do? What can you do?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I'd take him over Waller right now.
Yeah, true. Yeah, throw a dart at Donald Parham. See
Yeah.
how it goes.
Yeah.
All right. So you got any players that you're glad you drafted? So what I've been doing so far, Craig, is just talking about a player, that's on my teams that I actually drafted, not someone I picked up off the waiver wire, but somebody I drafted that, that I'm really happy with, who got me, basically 20 points or more, this past week. But I'm trying not to say the same guys over and over because I don't want to sit here and brag about my team week after week. But do you have any players that fit that description among your 4 leagues that you wanted to talk about real quick that you're happy you drafted?
Sure I do. I'm sure I do. Who you got? Who's your first one?
My first one is Coop. Mari Cooper for the Browns.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
He saw 8 targets, got 7 of them for 116 yards and a tutty. He looked really solid this past game. I saw him, bust that long run, and it wasn't a run. I guess he just got open really, and Watson hit him and ended up running it in for a touchdown. So,
Yeah.
broke it open for a total of 116. So I'm happy about that. But that's the only one I wrote down for this weekend because all the other guys, I've already talked about. So
Yeah. Yeah. I think I kind of talked about most of them. I mean,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Well, let's do something new. I want to talk about what I call Houdinis. And what I mean by that, Craig, is somebody that does really good, right? Who scores, let's say, over 20, in a given week. That you're looking at, you're like, wow, all right, who's this guy? Looking
Yeah.
good. He scored over 20. all right, let's pick him up. Let's give him a shot. Then they just disappear. They just pull a Houdini on you, right? And so my first Houdini is a wide receiver, plays for the Texans. His name's Nico Collins. So
Mm-hmm.
week 1, he had 6 grabs on 11 targets for 80 yards. Looked really good, right? Week 2, 7 grabs on 9 targets for 146 yards and a tutty. Now, that was his big game. It was like, all right, Nico Collins. All right, he's going to have himself a heck of a year. Week 3,
Yeah.
two catches on 3 targets for 34 yards. So he pulled a Houdini on everybody in week 3, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I've got Calvin Ridley on
Yeah,
my team.
he's my
You
next
know,
Houdini.
start.
I have his name written down also. Yep,
Yeah,
he,
he
he
started
was
off
next up.
looking like he was going to be just pick up where he left off. Crushing it all season long. He's pulled a Houdini the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, he's 2-week Houdinis. Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
he, he
he's
was totally agree, man. I had him next on
yeah,
my Houdini list. Yeah, 100%. 2 weeks of
yep,
Houdinis right in a row.
yep.
Um, Next up, I want to pick on Sam Howell. I mean, he looked really good, in the first couple weeks, and then week 3, 170 passing yards, 0 TDs, and 4 INTs,
Yeah,
4
yep.
picks. Boy.
Not his day. You're kind of waiting for that to happen. You're like, who the hell's this Sam Howell guy?
Yeah,
Like
yeah. He
that's
was
who they're
fool's
going with.
gold, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, no, it didn't look the type. You know what I mean? It just looked like some random guy that played, I don't even know what college, but why him? You know?
yeah, yeah. Like I don't know. I was like, maybe he could be like a poor man's Josh Allen, but
Yeah. He's not even a
mm,
homeless man. It's an incarcerated man.
exactly. But it did help my Bills defense. They scored 32 points,
Yeah,
all
that's
thanks to
true.
Sam Howell. So, um,
You're getting points one way or another, right?
yeah,
Good. Good way to look
um,
at it. I like it.
yep, yeah. CD Lamb will do that to you too. I mean, he kind of did that to me. 28 points the week before, 10 points
Mm-hmm.
this week. And that's just kind of how it goes with Dak and the Cowboys
Yeah.
offense. It's like
Mm-hmm.
sometimes he goes off and you're like, oh man, I'm really glad I drafted him. He got me 30 points, and then
Yeah.
shows up with 6 points the next week. You're like,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Houdini's, yeah.
can I trust you?
Yep. I think after the quarter mark, the quarter poll, we're going to take a look, and I'm going to talk about the people who are just not Houdinis. You know what I mean? People you can count on week after week after week
Yeah,
after week. Like people
yeah.
that are just pillars in your lineup. You know what I mean? They'll
They're the
never
league
win games.
winners.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. And
you
so
know.
we'll talk about some of those people maybe after next week. Let's give it at least a full 4 games before
Yeah,
we can declare these guys. All right, these are folks that ain't going to Houdini. They're pillars of your lineups that are going to take you to the promised land. But all right, so you got any other Houdinis? Otherwise, I can just kind of roll through these. I only got 3 more to go.
yeah. I got one more, and that's Kyron Williams. He Houdini me
Yeah.
tonight.
Oh yeah, he
Um,
did. Yep.
yeah, he was tearing it up, and then tonight Bengals D just shut him down.
Yep, I saw that, man. Yeah, I was surprised by that too. Because they, they
Hmm.
they they bought so into him. They sent Cam Akers his walking papers and said we're all in on Kyron Williams. Then he Houdini's him.
Well, yeah, and I mean, I don't even know if it was his fault. They didn't run him very much, and it looked like Stafford missed him like 4 or 5 times. Bad. Like
Yeah,
tried to throw to him out of the backfield, had room to run, just an awful throw. So
true.
I don't know if this Houdini is really his fault, but when it comes to fantasy points, that's the only thing that wins.
That's true. Exactly. Yeah. If you
So
don't score, more than 10, if you get 6 or something like that, that's a Houdini. As far it's 6
yeah,
or less, you're Houdiniing me. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Get off my squad, man. Sit on my bench, and if I need you for a waiver week, or, a bye week fill in, I'll call you.
yeah,
But yeah, get out of my lineup. All right. Next up, Tyler Lockett, Seahawks. Week 2, 8 catches, 59 yards, 2 touchdowns.
yeah.
Boom. Tyler Lockett's back. I'm starting him. Week 3. Let's go, Tyler Lockett. What you got? 7 targets, caught 3 of them, 34 yards.
Oh gosh.
Thanks for nothing.
Uh,
Thanks for nothing, Tyler Lockett. All right. Next up, this is the name you brought up, not to pick on him, but Josh Reynolds. Week 1, he has 7 targets, 4 grabs for 80. All right. Looking good. Week 2, 6 targets, caught 5 of them for 66 yards and 2 touchdowns. Josh Reynolds, let's go.
yeah,
Let's
let's
grab him,
throw him
man.
up. Let's suggest him to be picked up on the waiver wire.
Totally, man. Yeah, exactly. You use your, use your 3rd overall waiver wire priority if you got to. Get him. Week 3, goose egg. Josh Reynolds, what? Man, you Houdini to me. Goose egg. What?
Goose egg.
Goose
I mean, a
egg.
goose egg is automatic drop, right? Isn't that the way we do it? If you goose egg when you're out, you're done.
Yeah.
Like, if you didn't get hurt,
Yeah.
if you were out there all 4 quarters and you got nothing,
Right. Yeah. See ya.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Just on basic principle. I'm just going to rage drop you. Rage dropping you on Wednesday morning.
Yep. You're out. You're gone.
See ya. Go screw up someone else's fantasy team. Go get a 0 for my competitor next week or in the championship when it counts.
Exactly.
All right. Last Houdini, and this is a name we talked about. Hunter Henry. Everybody's, needing a tight end.
Oh,
tight end market's bare. Plays for the Pats, right? Week 1, 5 grabs on 6 targets for 56 yards and a tutty. Finally found myself a tight end. Week 2, 6 grabs on 7 targets for 52 yards and another tutty. Week 3,
consistent.
I know, right? A consistent, consistent version
every
of
week.
Yeah, all it took was, Bill Belichick spotting this Hunter Henry talent, grabbed him out of San Diego and stuck him on his team for the Pats. Week 3, 2 catches for 17 yards on 5 targets. 2 for 17. Houdini. Thanks for nothing, Hunter Henry.
Yep. I told you last week, man, I don't like to be on that train.
Nothing.
I've been on that train before.
Yeah, don't like where it goes. I'm getting off at the next stop. I'm going to ride it for 2 stops, and I'm getting off.
Yeah.
You were smart to get off that train before it crashed off the track.
Yeah.
That's all I got, brother.
Cool.
All right, my man.
Well, hey, good luck out there on the waiver wire. Hope you can fill some holes.
Yes, sir. I'm looking for
Justin Fields.
Looking for A-Chain. We get my A-Chain.
A-Chain. Yeah, go get your A-Chain, brother.
That's what I'm getting, man. Time for A-Chain.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool,
brother.
All right, man.
Good stuff. You know it.
See you next week.
Talk to you next week.
All right. Good luck.
Peace.
All right. See ya.